Are you guys ready for this? I mean, wrapped in glory. And you know what? I just pictured this, guys. Be with me. Uncle Sam on the back of one of them, riding in. Its mane flying in the wind, right? America's blazing in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people who apparently have never seen the movie Jurassic Park have done something in Texas. We brought back a monster.
1,000 years ago, a howl was lost to time. But today it returns. Meet Remus and Romulus, the first two direwolves since the Pleistocene era.
That's 13,000 years ago. It's one of my favorite eras. I also went through a goth period. But what the hell does that mean?
13,000 years ago.
13,000 years ago.
That was living, baby.
That was roughing it, man. 13,000 years ago. So if you guys haven't heard, Colossal Bioscience in Dallas, Texas has done something that normally only some odd scientist in a place far, far away that you can't pronounce, that we probably give money to along with everybody else, decides to go, hey, I'm a habitual line stepper. And remember when you guys told me to bring back this and try it like a cockroach from the whatever area? Well, I've decided to bring something else back. No, we did it first. Uncle Sam smiles on us today, ladies and gentlemen. We have brought back an extinct animal. Are you ready for it? Oh, yeah. How do we do it?
We extracted DNA from two fossils that we knew from previous work had some amount of preserved ancient DNA. One was a 13,000-year-old bone, and the other was a 72,000-year-old bone, an inner ear bone. We were able to generate two genomes, two direwolf genome sequences from that, which we then compared to all the other wolves for which there's already been data generated. And when we do that, we want to figure out where it is that these two dire wolves are similar to each other, but different from the other wolves that are out there. And so we come up with this list of genes where they're distinct.
So they got these genes, they're distinct, so they start pulling the genes out. So the stuff that is completely different from the gray wolf, they leave in there. So like, okay, that's a gene of this. These two match. The gray wolf gene, they start pulling them out of the genes. So they pull all the little stuff out of the genes. Right? It's totally Jurassic Park, right? Which apparently nobody at this place has ever seen because they know what happens. Right? The assumption is these things are going to stop growing. But we really don't know. Because it's still a shot in the dark, but we're having a good time, right? And my first thought was, I wonder what these are going to cost me. So lo and behold, they get to the point, and we were talking about it earlier, this took them from start to finish 18 months to get this done. They also did the woolly mouse, which is another animal that was extinct, but it's not as cool as this, right?
How big was it?
It's tiny. Like there's no like Uncle Sam ain't riding in on that.
All right.
Right?
Woolly mice are what woolly mammoths were afraid of.
Yeah, totally. Terrified.
Now, our goal in the Dire Wolf Project, just like with all de-extinction projects, is to re-engineer the core traits, the core characteristics that made these extinct species unique and able to fill whatever role that they filled in their ecosystems when they were still alive.
So awesome. It's incredible. It's here. It's now. And they're ready to rock and roll again. They're not just done. So Romulus and Remus took them 18 months. And one of the pictures I showed Belle, and we'll put it up at Chad Benson Show, and we'll throw it up everywhere on the as many places we can because we're on Twitch, Twitter, and all the other stuff. So Peter Jackson of the famed, all the famed Lord of the Rings movies and everything else, he's one of the investors in the company, and they were talking to Peter Jackson. And Peter just bought the throne from Game of Thrones. And he goes, man, it'd be cool to get a picture on it. He goes, where are they located? And so nobody's supposed to know where they're located. They've got 2,000 acres that is just for Romulus, Remus, and their little sis. She's only 6 weeks old. She's not even ready to get out there. So they happened to be located in the same place. It was getting ready to be shipped as Romulus and Remus. So they took the pictures of these dire wolves on the Game of Thrones, and it is awesome looking. But nobody's supposed to know anything. They're on the cover of Time magazine. And earlier, I'll probably get to pull the audio in a little bit, but they are already basically the size in just a few months of a gray wolf. And they're going to surpass that. They're going to be about 25 to 30% larger than a gray wolf. And like I said, we did it here in America. We saw a problem and we solved it. You know what that problem was? We weren't badass enough, and we need to be even more badass because we need dinosaurs. Screw your stupid drones, baby. We're bringing back dinosaurs.
Using this knowledge, Colossal then made 20 modifications to 14 genes in the DNA of common gray wolf cells. These relatively few tweaks to the genetic code produce some big differences. The dire wolf's white coat, large size, characteristic vocalizations like that howling you heard at the beginning of the story, and more. That DNA was transferred to denucleated egg cells, meaning cells without their own genetic material, and then developed into embryos and were then implanted in the wombs of surrogate mothers, who were hound mixed dogs.
They're just here for the ride. So it is awesome what they've done. I mean, all kidding aside, and I say this, the time that we live in, think about the time we live in. You go back 100 years, my goodness me. I mean, you ever seen pictures from World War I and what they did to those guys, right? You know, even if they got shot and, you know, I mean, it was just, you think about this now, we're bringing back dinosaur stuff. The next thing they think they're bringing back is the woolly mammoth. They said that'll be by 2029 at the latest. And the thylacine, right? Is that what it's called? Or is that, I always mess it up.
I have no idea, man.
Sounds like a drug.
I'll go with it.
The Tasmanian tiger.
Oh.
So the Tasmanian tiger, if you guys don't know,
Thylacine.
They thought it went extinct in the late teens, I think, 19 or something like that. It's been a long time since anybody's seen one, although there are several people who say that they have seen it. If you've not seen it, if you were to take a coati and a tiger and a greyhound and you put them all together, you'd have this thing. And they believe they can get that produced in the next year or so. So now none of these animals are going to be free. None of these animals are going to be, because we're going to cost me a lot, I'm sure, to buy one. No, but none of them are going to be free. They're not going to be roaming around, at least not at first. That is, you know, because Belle and I were kidding about the fact that, you know, man, I bet all these ranchers are going to be excited to have these things there. Yeah, they're not ready to roll these things out yet. So they're going to be in a private reserve. And then who knows what happens from there?
So here's what these things ate. 10,000 years ago, based on dated, you know, on remains that scientists found, these dire wolves ate western horses, ground sloths, mastodons, ancient bison, and camels.
Well, this is going to cure our ground sloth problem.
That's what everybody keeps saying. You know what? The giant sloth, man. We need to bring those bad dogs back. You know what they eat now? Anything that's not America. Merc. Whatever Trump tells them to eat.
I'm going to have one right here in the White House.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. We've got dinosaurs. I called the deer leader in China today, and I said, do you like apples? How do you like that apple? Do you like prehistoric apples? Hey, Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
How awesome is that, though, man? Because, look, all wackiness aside, the fact that they even did this.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible.
And now, here's the thing. We all know this, right? Like, once somebody crosses that line, everybody's like, well, that's it. Somebody's not through the thylacine. I'm bringing back a saber tooth. And then it's going to be like, we're going to do a brontosaurus. We're going to do a brontosaurus. It's going to be one of the ones that only eats vegetables and fruits and trees.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next thing you know, it's things are running amok.
They're going to let them loose in California to eat up all the fire fuel.
That's right. It's going to be great.
I bet you Gavin Newsom will like that.
Of course, Gavin was worried. I had to bring in the giant guns, literally. I had to bring in the giant Brontosaurus Rexes that we've produced at the White House. The Trump Rexes. Trumposaurus Rex.
Oh, yeah.
Told you guys it was megalodons.
Yeah, so it says that this wolf had the most powerful bite of any of the Canis species.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad we brought that back.
Larger teeth, the biggest teeth, and the strongest bite force.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Well, I mean, they're going to need. If these things were bringing down mastodons,
Yeah.
even if they were in a pack.
I know. Well, Mastodon, I mean, that's a big band. It's hard to kill a whole bunch of members in a band like that all at once. How many members were in Mastodon?
Apparently just 3 now.
What happened to What happened to Metallica? You didn't hear about my giant, huge dire wolf that ate him? But you know what? They were talking. So it's really interesting because we're talking about 65,000 or 75,000-year-old skull, like a 40,000-year-old tooth or whatever it was they extracted the stuff from.
It's amazing, man.
So they said these things, again, they have no outside influence whatsoever. They are pack animals. The two brothers, they're worried. They look around their sister, make sure she's okay. She's only 6 weeks old. They're bottle fed, all of that stuff. They are not really very friendly, and they don't really want to hang out with the people.
Imagine that.
But you would think, right? Like, okay, well, you're being bottle fed. You can't be that far removed. Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
So this should be a warning for the people who want to have the saber tooth.
I mean, there are stories of even German shepherds turning on their owners.
Yeah. This is going to be awesome. They're cool looking too. And the guy that runs the place, he was on with Rogan yesterday talking about it. It's fascinating. I love this stuff because you know what? I was telling my wife, I said, I'm talking more about this today because that's when I talk with my friends. I got more text messages from people going, did you guys really come up with dinosaurs? Come from my buddies in England. I'm like, yeah, we did. You betcha we did. I'm excited about it. Could you imagine Trump going, I told everybody we're going to do it. Only under Trump could you have Trumposaurus Rex.
I'm in danger.
That basically should be the thing. I do find it funny that I doubt any of these people ever saw Jurassic Park.
That's true. They probably never.
The best line in Jurassic Park, yeah, but when the ride breaks down at Disneyland, the pirates don't come off and eat the riders.
Yeah.